Welcome to Learned and Go Go, the podcast. Hey, it is Wednesday night. I am your host, Sydney, and I am also the author of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self. And I am so excited to be here with you guys tonight. I see Lizzie and Aaron and so Severian in the comments. Please say hey if you are joining me tonight. It is Earth Day. And I was going to look up the origin of it. I know it has been around for a long time, but I didn't get a chance to do that. So let me see if I go on my phone real quick and do the old Google, not the Ask Jeeves, because he's not around anymore. A couple of you know why I said that. But I'm Googling. Okay, so Earth Day originated from a nationwide environmental teach-in held on April 22nd, 1970. So it's actually older than I thought it was. It mobilized 20 million Americans to protest environmental ignorance and demand legislative action. I think we still have a lot of work to do, but I had no idea it was that old and I was curious. So I wanted to look that up. Hey, Kyler, so glad you're here too, sweetie. Everybody, can I share what you told me the other day so we can all cheer you on? If you are new to Learned and Go-Go, the podcast, one of the things that I truly believe is that when the tide comes in, all ships rise. So I'm always looking to shout people out to share what you have going on to help encourage everybody. So if we can do that for you, put it in the comments, and I am absolutely happy to give you a shout out, give you a plug for whatever you have going on. Okay, Kyler said, absolutely. So he just shared with me yesterday that he got a 100 on his exam, and I'm so proud. That's just so awesome. I'm so proud of you, and keep up the great work because that is phenomenal, and that takes a lot of studying and hard work. So we are all proud of you. You rock. Aaron says, first off, that was awesome. I had Misbehaving from the Gemstones, and when you danced at the start, it fit perfectly. Nice. I love that. That is awesome. So yes, everybody giving their congrats. Yeah, so it's crazy that it has been a week since we all met. Hey, giving a good evening. We love you too. That is awesome. Yeah, it went by so fast. So last week would have been was last week tax day? Has it been a week since then already? Yes. April is flying by, guys. It has been crazy. So first of all, I have some news in the don't tell Sydney no or treat her improperly when she knows damn right well that she's right news. So some of you know that on March 21st, so it was a month ago yesterday, I talked about this on the show a couple weeks ago. I went to see a screening of The Goonies, and love The Goonies, one of my favorites from growing up, fantastic 80s movie. And it was the first time I had seen it in a theater since my Girl Scout troop won a screening of it as part of like selling so many cookies. We all got to go to the theater and watch it for a private screening, Girl Scouts only. So I was super excited to go. So when I went, I bought the meet and greet because Corey Feldman was there, and so was Carrie Green, who played Andy in the movie. So they did a Q&A, and then they had the meet and greet. And I'm like, I was excited to do the meet and greet. I brought them each a copy of my book. I was just like, you never know. They might like it. They might talk about it. I do quote one of Corey Feldman's lines from Stand By Me in the book. So I was excited. I got to meet them. And when I was leaving, something told me to ask about how I'm going to get the pictures. And I did. And the woman I asked was like, well, we'll send them to you. And I said, well, how? And she's like, with the email that they took when you bought the ticket. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. You ever get that premonition, that little voice that tells you it ain't going to work out that way? I had that But I was like, you know what? I don't want to be a pain in the ass. I'm not going to ask them to look it up. Something told me when the kid took my email, he wrote it down wrong because nobody can ever spell my name correctly ever. So 2 days later, I believe it was, because it was on that Monday. I figured nobody would be around on the weekend. I reached out to the theater. Reached out to Axis, AXS, who is the Ticketmaster type place that I bought the VIP from. It came out with Axis.com. So in the past month, I have reached out to the theater twice. I have a running ticket with Axis that I keep asking, hi, has anything happened? I have not gotten a single response except to ask to rate their service. I'm like, what service? You haven't even answered me. You have not sent me anything. So then I sign on yesterday. It says the ticket's solved. Oh, no, it is not. It is not. I didn't get the picture that I paid money for, and you haven't answered me. It is most definitely not solved. So they made me log into Twitter, which I have been avoiding like the plague for years now, because I know for some reason that is the platform that if you bitch, you will get answers. I don't know why. I tried on Threads. I didn't get any response there. So I said in my tweet that I can tell you what I said. I said, I don't even know how this freaking platform works because I don't ever go on here. I said, it's been a month since I went to the Goonies screening at Keswick Theater, tagged them. I bought the VIP meet and greet and met Corey Feldman, tagged him, and Carrie Green. She's not on any social media. Both so sweet. I still have not received my photos. I've reached out to Keswick and Axis, tagged them, and have gotten no response. One of the first things that I get is from the actual verified account, Corey Feldman. Let me look into that for you. Can you please send your copy of the receipt or at least a screenshot verifying the purchase order to give me an email address? I will pass it along to the powers that be. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to do that. So I send all that out. Hadn't heard back. So I'm not going to say his last name because I don't know if he wants to be blasted out on my show, but his first name is Enzo. Said, did you get the link? If not, I can have it and send it to you. So he was there that night as well. And Enzo is a rock star because I got my picture. Finally, that's all I wanted was the photograph that I paid for. So I am so happy. And now I don't have to deal with stupid. I'm totally like contacting the Better Business Bureau because I paid for a service. I didn't get it, and I got no response when I asked about it. So I'm just so happy that I am the winner, and I had to share that with you all. So let me go back into the comments and see what I can shout out for you guys. All right, we got a couple more congrats to Skull. That is awesome. And he's saying hey to Lizzie and Aaron. Yes, don't piss off Sydney. I am like a dog with a bone. If I know I'm right, if I know I'm right about something, I will go to the ends of the earth for that. Because I didn't do anything wrong. I paid for a service. Somebody didn't get my email address right, is what I'm guessing. And I sent screenshots of the ticket and the VIP pass and the last 4 digits of the credit card I used to buy it and my name and all I wanted was my picture. So I'm so glad that I got it. Lizzie says, I'm here, had a nightmare where my sisters were white supremacists and they're asking if I'm literally on crack. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Was this like just now? Did you just wake up for the show after having that? That's crazy. Thank you. Morty has his shovel ready. I appreciate that. Hey, Luna Projects is here. Awesome. Hey guys, was watching but finishing my Duolingo Spanish lesson. Excellent. Congrats, Kyler. Hey, Lizzie, Aaron Sauce. Very, very cool. I am still doing my ASL classes. I'm on like day 90 something in a row. I think I'm getting better, but I'm still better at understanding than signing myself, which I think will come in time. So I'm still very, very pleased with the app. Let's see here. Lots of highs. Yes, it was extremely annoying. Thank you. Because, like I said, it's been a month. At least acknowledge that I've reached out and don't. And then they closed it again, and they wouldn't let me um, access it because they closed it again. They were like, you can send a follow up. The ticket's closed, but you can send a follow up. So I send a follow up, and then they send in response to the follow up, how would you rate our service? I will tell you how I will rate your service, but they only let you do good, I'm satisfied, bad, I'm unsatisfied. So I clicked bad, and it took me to, you do not have access to this page. So you're not going to answer me. You're not going to help me. And then when I tell you you suck, you're going to block me? Yep. Stay tuned. But I'm glad I got my pick. So, hey, Tony's here. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. I don't know why they needed so many pieces of proof. Like when you reach out to Access, they ask you for all of that information, and I had it because I bought the ticket and I just wanted what I paid for. Let's see. Oh, I definitely will. If they have a Yelp 1-star review, them 100%, and a Facebook page negative review. It's funny because they have a Twitter page, and there's not been a recent post since like 2018. And then this numbnut who thinks I'm an idiot has an account that it says, let's see, excuse me, client assistance / respond team for Access. They have, oh, now they're up to 44 followers. They had 33 earlier. Um, and they keep blowing up my DMs trying to get me to send them information. I'm like, yes, because I really think that you're not a scammer. Stop it. So, hey, Keith. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for hopping on here. Good to see you. Oh, no. Luna says, my cat, I need to get her fixed. Pretty sure she's in heat. Uh-oh. I'm sorry. Oh, awesome. If you ever need someone to do ASL with, let me know. Took it in middle school, high school, and a year in college. Thank you. Thank you so much. I might take you up on that. Because like I said, I'm getting better at recognizing the signs, and I like that they have different people showing you the signs because it really is a lot like how we can all pronounce words differently. They kind of have their own flavor when they sign it, so it doesn't always look the same, and you gotta see the accent. I think that's pretty cool. Um, oh no, Nightmare was this morning. Excuse me. They work off hours, so Messenger blows up at weird times. I believe that. Aaron says, hi, Luna. I'm playing catch up, trying to knock some new effects for Stagnant as soon as the rain stops here. It's moist zombie time. Awesome. Yes. And again, I'm sure Aaron won't mind me plugging Stagnant again. And he was kind enough to offer if anyone wants to do a voice role in that for a part of Stagnant, which is his new project, reach out to him, and we can always link up in the comments after the show is done to reach out if that is still an open offer. Aaron, I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, but I think it's so cool that you are offering that. That is amazing. And since I have a tickle in my throat, let us do our first Tatiana of the evening. If you are new to my show, Tatiana is Cheers. If you want to know who Tatiana is, get yourself a copy of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, because there's a story about Tatiana in there that's really funny. And you can get, oh goodness, I'm clicking the wrong button here. Help, help. I meant to say learnedingogo.com. I think I might have sent it to go away after 10 seconds, but it's all good. Tatiana to all of you. And it doesn't have to be a grown-up drink. You can Tatiana with whatever it is you would like to Tatiana with. Oh, Keith needs some actor advice. Okay. We have a lot of actors that are tuning into this show. So absolutely. If we can help, let us know. We would love to help. But yes, I'm going to put that picture up one more time just because I'm so tickled that I finally got my picture. That's Corey Feldman and Carrie Green of the Goonies with their copies of my book. And the coolest part of that is I had no idea that they were going to let me get a photo of them holding the book. I didn't even ask. Carrie was like, "Would you like us to hold your book?" I'm like, "Yes, please. That would be awesome." She's so sweet. So both of them were very, very sweet. Hey, Aaliyah's here. Thank you for joining us. Awesome. And of course, you're welcome, Erin. I didn't want to like say something if that was no longer being offered. So, right? Doesn't okay, Carrie looks like she has not aged at all. I wish I had a picture of her from the Goonies in my computer. I do not, but she was the redhead that played the organ. And if you hit it again, we'll all be flat, when they were running away from the Fratellis. I love that movie. I love that movie so much. So it was just really fun to meet them. So, but she has not aged. Hey, Kenzie's here too. Hey, sweetie. Thanks for hopping on. So glad to be here with all of you on this Wednesday night. So I have, okay, let's see here. So this past weekend, yes, I think so too, Tanya. It would be so awesome if they plugged my book on their socials. I would love that. I don't think Carrie's on any socials. I wasn't able to find her because I always like to tag people when I'm saying, like when I said about meeting them and all that, I always try to tag them. If I'm listening to a song, I always try to tag the musicians. Like I always want to give people props. So I would absolutely love it if they were to mention it because of the reach that they have. That would be fantastic. And any of you watching, please share out my book, please. I'm annoyingly proud of it. So I talk about it all the time because it took me 4 years to write it. So I think I'm going to have to keep being annoying about it for a few more years. Oh, I'm your crochet video tonight. Excellent. What you making? Put it in the comments. Erica is saying hi to Tanya and Aaliyah. She's switching platforms here. And then she says crochet video. So I think she's watching while she's crocheting is my assumption, which is super cool. And I can't wait to see what you're making. You'll have to share it with all of us. Oh, thank you, Lizzie. Lizzie says that I should be proud. It's very well written. I appreciate that very, very, very much. And I was this close to putting up a link this past weekend. I went to a community yard sale down where my parents live. And I was thinking about selling books, but where we were set up was in the church parking lot, and it's my parents' church. So I didn't want to, cause any waves. But it was crazy because, and I have a picture too of, there's my mommy. So this is where we were set up. My parents are selling their RV. So if you know anyone who would like information on it, but this end of the table here, you see all those cows? I'm trying to part with some cows, and there were some like Mikasa crystal I had some good stuff. So oopsies, I hit the wrong thing. Here we go. So it made me wonder though, because I'm like the worst at yard sale haggling. Like people would come up, what do you want for this? I'm like, what do you want to give me? Because honestly, I just wanted it out of the house. Like that was my goal, was to move things out and make some space, So what interested me was the way that different people perceive worth. So a lot of these cow knickknacks, I had salt and pepper shakers and just stuffies and, just like knickknacks. And this one woman picks up the one, what do you want for? I said, what do you want to give me for it? She goes, a quarter. Okay, fine. Shortly after, this nice young guy, and I'm guessing his girlfriend, wife, or whatever they looked like, early 20s or whatever, she picks up 2 cow knickknacks. What do you want for him? I said, what do you want to give me? He gave me $10. I'm like, would you please take more stuff? Like, so and they really weren't that different from what the woman gave me a quarter for. And it made me think of that old analogy about the water bottle. You know, you can have a bottle of water, and if you buy it at the supermarket, it's going to be $1.25. If you buy it in the stadium when you're going to a concert or a sporting event, it's going to be $8. It's the same bottle of water. What matters is the environment changes its worth. And that's the way that we all are too. So we want to make sure we're surrounding ourselves with the people that see what we're worth and don't just give us the supermarket price, because we're stadium baby and we deserve that. So I wanted to see what kind of things you have gotten at yard sales. Like, have you gotten a good deal, or have you feel like you got overcharged for something, or were you selling something and feel like you got undercharged? And like I said, I was just trying to move stock. So whatever I got at the end of the day, I was fine with. But like, and it was funny. I had like this iced tea maker that came with a pitcher, and a woman bought the pitcher and didn't want the iced tea maker. So I had it off to the side. I was just going to get rid of it. And another woman came up and she's like, "Oh, tell me about the iced tea maker." And I'm like, "Oh, well, it came with a pitcher, but I don't have the pitcher anymore." I'm like, if you want to take it and Google how to use it and see if you can still make it without the pitcher that came with it, it's yours. And I just gave it to her, and she just was like, "Let me give you some." I said, no, just take it. Just take it. Just get it out of my house. So there were like lots of very nice people there too. But if you do go to yard sales, or if you have, tell me your biggest yard sale win, something that you got, um, from a yard sale, or your best yard sale, something that you sold. Let's see here. Kenzie says, totally agree. Some places will also make the supply look less, so the demand is up. Absolutely. Luna says, I'm trying to remember how much I bought a dresser for. Okay. Yeah, sometimes there's lots of furniture and stuff. It depends on the yard sale. No, that's right. I probably had 60 cows there, and that was only part of the amount of cows I've parted with over the years, because I love cows. You guys know I love cows so much. And when you love something like that, whenever somebody sees something that is that theme, they will get it for you. And I appreciate that. And I think it's wonderful, but there comes a time when I need to have more room. So that's why I was just moving the cows that I didn't need anymore. Oh, I still have it. I think $25. Excellent. Very cool. That's a good price for a dresser for sure. All right. So let's see. Okay. So for everyone in the comments, I want to share a story, and you can give me your opinion, and still please put in yard sale stuff too. Erin says, I got a pair of steel-toed black stomping boots for like $5. Nice. Aaliyah says, I bought a light up glass china cubby for $10. That's awesome. That is so cool. Yeah, the one thing that I had that I was firm on, like everything else, I'm like, just give me whatever, give me whatever. I have a brand new Lennox crystal, Winnie the Pooh, and a honey hive. It's the salt and pepper. Brand new Lennox crystal that I got 30 years ago, still new in the box. That I wanted $20 for, because online I've seen them go anywhere from 40 to 100 depending on the site. So I thought 20 was like a reasonable price. Every single person went by and had to touch the little bumblebee on top of the hive, but wouldn't buy it. But I'm like, you know what? That I might try to sell online, because it's brand new, still in the box. Beautiful. But everything else, I was just like, take it, take it. Tanya says, some of my favorite jewelry pieces are the 50-cent dollar purchases. I know it's all costume jewelry, but I love it. Absolutely, yes. Erin says, I like them because the metal was on the front toes and the back heels. Oh, those are super stomping boots. Those aren't just shit kickers. Those are like super stompers. Okay, so I know some of you do create your own films and are in the director creator role. So if you had an actor that you were willing to pay for travel and lodging, and you were concerned about them during the actual filming, they responded that they are too busy to come out because they are doing other paid lead roles and you needed them to come out for costume building and promo. Now they keep bringing up that if the creator wants to replace them, they can, but they keep sharing the post about the project. Would you keep them on, or would you cut them not thinking they could be reliable? How would you handle it? For me, I think it would depend on how well I knew the person. Um, like, what is the ratio of their worth in your production to your aggravation, I guess. Um, because if they're not going to be worth the aggravation, then cut them off. That's what I think. Especially if you don't know them well. Excuse me. Um, because Tatiana, because if they're not making it a priority before you've even started filming, in my opinion, and that is just the opinions of the host of this show are hers and hers only. Um, so yeah, that's my 2 cents. Lizzie says Aaron spied a salt and pepper shaker set that looked like the ketchup and mustard bottles. That's some serious whimsy. I love that. That is so cool. And Aaron said, I would say they had other gigs to do, so just part ways, and they do theirs and you do yours. That is fair. Oh, that's what I beat you to. All right, Aaliyah's giving us a Tatiana. Cheers and cheers. It's funny because I had 4 sets of salt and pepper shakers, and the one set I know for sure still had salt and pepper in it because my mom was like, "Oh, it's cute. Where's the salt come out?" And she poured salt all over herself by accident. Um, so they were selling breakfast sandwiches up until a certain time, and then they switched to like hot dogs and sausage and stuff. So I got a breakfast sandwich. It was actually banging. And I come back and I sit down and I'm like, oh, I wonder if I have salt and pepper packets in my car. And then I'm like, dumbass, you've got salt and pepper shakers right here. So I was like, yay, grab the cow, put some salt and pepper on. And then I told them at the food table, I'm like, if anybody's asking for salt and pepper, send them over to the cows. So I had these 4 sets, and it was 3 that were just salt and pepper, and then the 4th was salt and pepper, cream and sugar. Super cute. Did the whole one woman wanted all of them, like, how much you want to give me for them? $5. Whatever, just take them. But I'm just like that, at the end of the day, they made somebody happy. That makes me happy. But I was just laughing that I'm like, oh, dumbass, you have salt and pepper right in front of you. Yes, and Aaron says my 2 cents as a filmmaker. And they were going to get paid a day rate too, which is not always offered in indie because a lot of us are, like, I've never gotten paid, and I have fun acting in the things I've acted in, and I'm very, very grateful to be a part of those projects, and that's just me. Like, but so to get a day rate, which a lot of projects can't offer, I think is more of a reason to show up. Again, my 2 cents. Let's see. If they need salt and pepper, send them to the cows. That's the comment of the night, Sid. Exactly. It's, I just try to help. So let's see. Kenzie says, I find it rude Earth Day wasn't marked in my calendar. 100% rude. As I found out at the beginning of the show, I don't know if you had tuned in then, it's been around since 1970. They should put it on the calendars. That's what I think. All right. So another thing that yard silly kind of thing. So we were driving Muffy, our chocolate lab, to the vet yesterday for her checkup. And first of all, I'm going to go off on a little tangent before I hit the topic I was going to hit, but she is completely anxiety ridden with the vet. I don't know why. She's never had anything bad happen at the vet. She just doesn't like it. I think it was when they tried to take her blood the last time, she didn't understand what was going on, and Dave wound up bleeding. The vet was bleeding. The vet tech was bleeding. So, she just Wolverined everybody. She didn't bite. She was just trying to get away. So they gave us gabapentin and a muscle relaxer to give to her. So, yeah. So we made sure we gave it to her ahead of time. And this poor dog, I kept singing Afro Man at her, because I got her, because she was whacked out of her head. But she did very good at the vet yesterday. Very, very good. So on the way to the vet, I saw like a double recliner set sitting out on the curb. And I was thinking about when we were kids, we used to build forts, and we would do 2-story forts with just scrap wood that we'd find and stuff, back in the 80s, you'd just go out on these adventures and come home with God knows what. And I would not do that now, because I don't know if you guys watch The Big Bang Theory, but there's an episode where there's a red chair and Penny puts it in her apartment, and Sheldon just keeps freaking out about the red chair because it was trash and this and that. And at the end of the episode, something's living in it that bites them. So that's what goes through my head, because I don't know who was doing the do on it, and stuff like that. And if I'm in a position where that's how I'm the only way I can have furniture, well then yes, sure, of course, whatever. But what is some curb treasures that you have found? Because I have definitely in my younger years found some cool stuff that other people were parting with. And we do have a couple people that will go around the neighborhood every week for trash day and pick up stuff. A lot of copper, people want anything that's got copper in it. But most of the time, if we have something big that we know the trash men aren't going to take, we just put it out early the day before, and it's usually gone. So I'm trying to think of something specific. I didn't write it down. No, I just put best trash pick, furniture, Sheldon red chair. That's my note. But I remember having, like I said, these forts, and we'd just come back with a lawn chair that didn't sit straight, because we were kids. We didn't care. It was awesome. Let's see here. Oh goodness, I'm missing streaking comments. Holy smokes. So Lizzie says that is rude. Shame the calendar. Shame. Aaron is going to streak through the streets painted as Captain Planet. If you do, make sure you video it and send it to us. Let's see. Luna says it used to be on the calendar. It is on my calendar. I did see it today. By our powers combined. Let's see. Yep. And then I got high. Oh, Lizzie's going to be singing that. Captain Planet versus Toxic Avenger. The captain would be eating them up. Toxie wins all day, every day. Nice. Lizzie says, Aaron nabbed me a super cute hexagonal end table, super sturdy. I've had it over 20 years and I loves it. See, now that is a good find. That's a good find. I just don't with the cushions. That's my line now that now that I my brain goes too much, but anything like wood furniture, metal furniture, stuff like that, there's no reason. And I say keep it out of the landfill if you can. I used to be a part of this group. It was called Free Cycle, and it was before Facebook, or when Facebook was new. I think it was actually a website, Free Cycle, and it would cover a certain area, and if you had something to give away, you would put it in Free Cycle and the people would come and pick it up. And there are Facebook groups like that now. I'm in one that's to gift, and you can just put stuff in there and people will come pick it up. Okay, so my filing cabinet, I don't know why, like, since I was probably young teenager, I've had a filing cabinet. So when I was that age, my filing cabinet, I literally would have a file with all of my friends and I'd put our notes that we would write each other in class and I'd have them filed. Like this is I have not been tested, but I guarantee you I have certain conditions. So since then, I've always had a filing cabinet. Now, I put invoices and bills paid and stuff in them. And my filing cabinet stopped opening, right? It was a pain in the ass. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to get another one. So as I'm emptying the old one, I'm like, I don't have to keep everything in here. And part of what I had was a ton of photo paper. Well, now I have a black and white laser printer. I'm not printing photos, but I didn't want to throw out this photo paper. I mean, I had like brand new packs. So I put it in the to gift, and this woman's like, I want it. I can get it today. No problem. Put it out there. Excuse me. She doesn't show up. So again, I'm sorry. I had to stay late at work. I can get it today. So I had to like balance it on my mailbox. It was too heavy to hang from the mailbox. And it was one of those like damp days. And I'm like, this paper is going to get ruined. She didn't show up again. And so finally, I'm like, she's getting like 48 hours and then that's it. And she finally came and got it. Like, but it was just like, don't tell me you're going to get it and then you don't. So I hate that you have to have these boundaries with like, you're just trying to not throw things away that other people can use. But it's like, I'm going to be like, okay, you got 24 hours and then I'm giving it to the next person because this is ridiculous. But I was glad that she could finally get it. I just hope it was even usable after it had been sitting outside in the ick that long. Let's see here. Kenzie says, my amp for my violin. Oh, awesome. It was a steal. I got it on Treasure Days, which was like a neighborhood-wide yard sale, and I got an orange amp for $10. They retail for 150 and up. That is a super deal. All right, everyone is giving high fives on that super deal. Fantastic. Luna Project says, got my filing cabinets from work and then a second from a friend. Very cool. I was shocked at how much filing cabinets cost now. And I know, like, I sound like, get off my lawn, like back in my day they were, but seriously, they have like tripled in price. It's ridiculous. Okay, Erin has a question for everyone. This this could go any number of ways, but yes, please ask your question. I will Tatiana as you type. Do 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 do. Okay, what is the creepiest thing you have seen at a yard sale? That's a very good question. I feel like somebody, oh man, I know, because like I love yard sales and I just love to go and poke around and see what I can find. Some people, though, like nobody wants your old undies. Like don't do that. If you want to sell them, there are sites where people will probably pay you big bucks for them. Yard sales not the place. Don't do that. Don't do that. But I'm trying to think creepy. Oh, my ex-husband. Oh my gosh. Lizzie says the peacocks at the flea market freaked me out. Were they real peacocks or were they like a peacock statue? Let's see here. Kenzie says, I work at Staples and holy moly, I'm a print manager and I see thousands of dollars being spent on stupid stuff. Uh-huh. Exactly. It's crazy. Um, so Severian's just laughing. Aaron said, an old mayo jar of real pulled teeth is one. I was trying to picture something like that. Like, I feel like I had to have seen a jar like filled with formaldehyde and something funky. Like somebody's selling that somewhere. We used to have one with an actual human fetus in it in the closet of our science classroom. Extremely illegal. Nobody knew where it came from. It had been there like every science teacher was like, it was there when I got here. Nobody knew. And it was like, I would say 7 months gestation, if I had to guess. That'd be my guess. Um, Real life peacocks. I don't know why there would be real life peacocks at the flea market, but we used to have them next to the camp that I went to when I grew up. There was a guy that he would catch rattlesnakes and he had peacocks and stuff. And the peacocks would die because when it rained and it hit them on the head, they would look up and it would go in their schnoz and they would drown. So peacocks are not very smuck and fart, but sometimes you see them wandering around. There's a place where the kids used to go on field trips that had solid white peacocks. They're very pretty. Okay, and Aaron's second one is a taxidermy raccoon, but the head was replaced with a kid's baby doll. I'm telling you, these people should sell this stuff online. There are markets for this stuff. Kenzie says old dolls. There was a house that was bought by a younger couple where I lived, and they had a yard sale and tried to sell these old dolls. Total horror movie look, pale face, dark hair. That's like that meme of the old dolls, and they're like, sometimes they act up, but reading from Psalms tends to calm them down or something like that. There's some creepy old dolls. Creepy. Let's see. Luna says there was a peacock wandering in Corpus Christi when I moved and I took pics of it. That's awesome. And Kenzie says, oh wait, dark hair, broken, not quite. I see stuff others don't, and oh my, they were haunted. Yes, yes. I know, like, I get feelings, so I get you completely. Tanya says a lady was selling a man's three-piece suit. As my now ex was checking the size, she said it was her husband's funeral suit. So they had the funeral and everyone came through and then she took it off and buried him naked. Is that, or was it like when you come and you see the body and then it's cremated? I would have so many questions. And I would not sell my husband's funeral suit. I would sell my wedding dress from my first wedding, but I wouldn't sell a funeral suit. Or a funeral dress or a funeral thong, whatever your last wishes are. Let's see here. So Severian says there's some creepy stuff in Psalms that'll turn your hair white if dolls read it out loud, I bet. Tanya says, as in he was wearing the suit at his funeral before she had him cremated. That's what I was like, okay, wait a minute. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Lizzie was like, his funeral or his suit for funerals. No, his dead body was in it, and then she was selling it. Oh, yay. Aaron says, I get feelings too, and have seen at least 3 ghosts in my life. We've seen that one picture. I wish I still had it loaded in here that you sent me. But yeah, I see several in my house. I don't want to say all the time, but somewhat frequently, but I know who they are. And it's just kind of like a hey and keep going. They're friendly. So yeah, let's see. Butt naked into the fire. Exactly. I want to when I get cremated, I want to have my belly ring in, and that way when they get the ashes, they'll know it's me and not just some random like match light, that they just scrape the bottom of the charcoal grill. That's how you beat the system. Because they could just give you anybody, And I'm sure that everybody's a plethora of a lot of everybody's. Okay, so Severian says Psalm 137:9. Yes, exactly. That's the one that I always quote to people that talk about how wonderful Bible verses are. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Baby beaters. Tanya said, I think you mean cremated. It says she had him creamed in a pair of old sweats, but yeah, cremated. You know what? You should be comfy as you shuffle off to your mortal coil. Did I use that phrase correctly? As you're, heading off to the next life, you should be comfy. The trash panda is outside. You have a raccoon out there? I love trash pandas. Aaron says only two scared me because one was like 3 feet in front of me and the other was not a nice spirit. Yeah, well, that's different. Um, 100% different. Kenzie says it's to the point I see it as normal people. It's crazy. Some great, some you stay away from. Absolutely. Yeah, there's been some in my past that were definitely the stay away from kind. So I'm glad that the ones that I share a house with are nice because that could be a lot different if they weren't. Um, you sent the pic. Oh, did you send the pic of the trash panda? I want to see. Oh my gosh, look at that baby. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you guys can look at this baby. Look at him. He's so cute. See, that's how I'm gonna die. Is I would go out and try to pet it and it would rip my face off. Oh, she visits every night. Oh my gosh, she is a love. She is such a love. I love her. Um, yeah, there. I read that raccoons are becoming more domesticated, kind of the way that cats did, because of all of their habitats getting destroyed for data centers and warehouses and whatever else. They're learning to cohabitate with humans more, and because of that, they like their noses are getting a little more squishy and they're getting chubbier, so that people go, "Oh my god, how cute!" And then we all feed them, and then they're all like, so sooner or later, it's totally possible that people will have raccoons the way that we have cats and dogs now. Um, I would absolutely have a pet raccoon for the record. So cute. Let's see. Aaron said that spirit inspired my Charlie Vincent from Rotten to the Core. Oh, her. At least you used it for inspiration, you know? Luna Project says I haven't seen my otter recently. Oh, not not otter, possum. I'm like, you have an otter. I'm so jealous, but I like opossums too. Lizzie says we've got two outside if you want one, and an opossum. Feel free if you can catch them. See, that's the problem is I would try to, and I would get hurt. Either I would catch them and I would get hurt, or I wouldn't catch them and I would get hurt trying to catch them and tripping and falling on my ass. So, but possums are cute. Like a lot of people think they're ugly, but they don't get ticks and they eat ticks. Like, but they don't get rabies and they eat ticks, and they like eat a lot of the nuisance insects and stuff like that, and they're very good for the environment. So if you see the possums, let them be. Let them be. Let's see. Aaron says he was only visible as a 3D shadow of a man in a cloak and a top hat. That is freaky. That is very freaky. I saw a guy, a ghost guy, when I did a road trip with my ex back in '99 where we went out to um, Glacier in Montana, Glacier National Park, I think it is. Um, so we did 5,200 miles in a week, and we drove out there. And while we were driving, it was a dude, and he was in like a white suit and a white top hat, and all on the side of the road, like completely out of place. And it was one of those, I was like, what the? And then he wasn't there anymore. But I absolutely saw him as a solid human, not just vapor. And it was just so bizarre because it did not fit in with the environment at all. So it was a little crazy. Um, but what is it with ghosts like in top hats? And when do we get like the more recent ghosts? Like, one of the ones I see a lot is my husband's first wife. And she's very sweet. But like most of the time, when you picture ghosts or like old timey, like I like that meme that's like, when are we going to see the ghosts that show up and go, I'm Britney, bitch, like the 90s ghosts or whatever. Um, and sometimes I smell Dracar Noir cologne, like just like a cloud of it. And none of us in this house have it, like have not had it for decades, but it's a very distinct smell. And that's what I smell usually in the kitchen. So I'm wondering who that is, Tatiana. If I'm curious, to find out who who that would be. Lunar Project says, had otters by the river, not here, but the possum. She's huge and awesome. Oh, this raccoon has been dropping by a lot recently. Need to name her. I love her. Trying to think of a good name. So cute. Erin says, people at the apartment my mom ran and other people living there would come tell my parents that they saw him without my parents saying they had seen anything. That's interesting. Oh, Aaliyah's trying to get everybody drunk. She did a double Tatiana. So that's one. And that is two Tatianas. Hey, sissy. I'm so glad you hopped on and said hi before you started cooking dinner at 10 o'clock, girl. You're keeping the hours I kept when I was your age. That's well, what's for dinner? Let us know. I'm so glad you hopped on though. Aaliyah is suggesting Olivia for the raccoon. And Luna says, I'm trying not to touch her, but so want to. Absolute. That's what I'm saying. I would have to sit on my hands to not pet the raccoon. So cute. Whoops. And Lizzie said, ghosts are going to go from cigar smoke and rosewater to Dracar Noir and CK1. Absolutely. Absolutely. That is what's going to happen. And Aaron says, at least one was my brand in the 90s. LOL. I loved Dracar back in the day. Loved it. The guy I was dating wore it. Used to be like, and then my dad started wearing it, and then that just killed it for me. But I still, I don't hate the scent. It just doesn't have the same effect anymore. It was Dracar. See? That's what all the cool kids were wearing. Oh, it's the witching hour. That's why she's cooking dinner now. Hamburger helper and broccoli. What's up with this Tatiana thing? All right. So my sister has not yet read Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self. And you can get it at learnedingogo.com. Okay, sissy. So the show I used to do with Aaron on Saturday nights, we used to say Thailand, and that meant that you had to take a drink. So when I started doing the Wednesday night show, I couldn't use Thailand because that's the goddamn program's one. So Tatiana is a girl I used to work with, and I tell a story about her in the book. And somehow I don't even remember how we settled on Tatiana. That became a way to say cheers on this show. So Tatiana, again, because I said it. Oh, goodness. Let's see here. Aaron said, I was a gothic skater that didn't skate. LOL. Wasn't emo, but did like The Cure. I love that. Damn it, Aaliyah. All right, word of the day is Tatiana. So cheers again. I'm only just kidding saying damn it because twist my arm. I'll take another drink. All right. And Erica says, your baby is so cute, sissy. I back that up. My niece is adorable. She's adorable. Love her. And Erica says, I need to do an audiobook for Busy Mama. Yes, absolutely. I do need to do that. I need to do it. I need to stop making excuses for why I can't, and I just need to do it. I have so many things that I'm just scared to pull the trigger on, and I don't know why. And I know better. And if it was any of you, I would tell you that fail means first attempt in learning. So just go ahead and do it because you'll either succeed or you will learn. I need to take my own advice. I feel like Alice in Wonderland, I give myself very good advice, but I very seldom follow it. Like that's where I am, so I need to just stop being a puss and do it. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Kenzie. You said I could listen to you all day. Well, when I make my audiobook, considering how fat the book is, you will be able to listen to me all day if you get the audiobook. Exactly, Kenzie. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That is absolutely true. Erica says, I have an idea. Why not have all of us help you voice it? Oh, there you go. I might do that. It's because it's so many citizens in there. I feel like I have to be the one narrating because of, I don't know, maybe I'm just being selfish because it's my book. But just because of the stories and all, and like the inflection of the way that I say things, I think that's why. Um, but I need to finish getting this room together so I can do something that is the right quality for it to be an audiobook. Um, yeah, exactly. Maybe this is why there's a call out for voice actors. Aaron said, "Oh, I think I missed one. Oh, you guys are talking about The Cure. Um, it's a song playing when Eric in The Crow first puts on the makeup." Okay, awesome. Carlin says, "I would listen. Just call me. I'll read you a chapter a day, sissy. You can be my practice for the audiobook." Oh, okay. Your favorite of theirs is Burn. I missed that comment, and that's the one that's from The Crow. Let's see. Erica says, "I know you want to, but maybe figure out what you want to say yourself may take the pressure off a bit." True, true. Absolutely. And love, love, love that song. Awesome. Oh, there you go. Bedtime story for Peaches. I can read it to Peaches now because she's only 2 months old. There's going to be a lot of years in between where she can't hear Auntie Sissy's stories because they're not going to be appropriate. But now she can hear the stories because she won't remember. That's so funny. That was the best part of the yard sale was I got to snuggle her. I just stole her. I was like, my turn to hold the baby. Yeah, this was the other thing that happened on Saturday. I got a little bit of sunburn, so apparently I'm a lot more sensitive to the sun than I used to be. So that's going to be in my wheelhouse now. The face lotion that I usually use has sunscreen in it, and I got up at the butt crack of dawn um, to go to the yard sale and forgot to put it on. Yeah, I did it again. I did it again. Oh no, my arms are the color of your face in that pic. I am so sorry. I don't have the pic in StreamYard, but it is in my phone. So I'm going to pass along what I use. It's called um, Miracle Oil, and it's by Pure Romance. Yes, the dildo company. But they also have like a self help kind of holistic stuff. And I put that on my face and on Saturday night, and it was like half gone by Sunday. Not the sunburn, not my face. So you it it definitely helps, and it's really good. Like if you have scrapes or cuts or scratches, I don't even know it's like almond oil, it's tea tree oil, it's a bunch of natural oils, and I believe you can get it on Amazon, but I know it's Pure Romance is the company that sells it. So absolutely suggest you use that if you can get it. I have an aloe plant. Absolutely, Luna. That's a good one too. Um, I'm unfortunately the waiting room for plants to meet Jesus. So I've tried to keep an aloe plant the way my mom did on the back of the toilet, like you're supposed to. Dead. I've had multiple cacti dead. So, all right, Aaron. Bunch of nut oils on the face. Got it. Hey, whatever works. Oh, thank you, Sissy. She's got the best Auntie Sissy ever. Your phone has been blessed with 2 videos for you to see when you're done. Yay! Yay! Remind me to ask you about a video too, Sissy, because I keep forgetting to ask. Aaron says, I attended Juilliard. I've traveled quite extensively. I've seen The Exorcist about 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time. Okay, that's definitely a movie quote. And Lizzie said, oh, Lord. Okay, yours is in the living room. I don't know why my grandmother always had an aloe plant on the back of the toilet, and it always grew. You know how they like grow up and then they sprout a new one, and then she'd put the new one in that, and she would grow pineapples out of the pineapple. Like she could grow anything. I planted daffodils and like different kinds of lilies and stuff because they come back on their own. I do not have to do anything to them. They just come back every year and they're spreading out and they're taking care of themselves. So that's the kind of plants that I need. Kenzie says I have blue blue ice. It's from Banana Boat and it's cooling aloe gel with menthol and it's amazing. Awesome. I was thinking, isn't that no, what is the blue thing from Zoolander? Is that blue ice the face he makes? It's something like that. But that sounds awesome too. And so Severian says aloe is good for your butt. Pineapples are not. I think we've all seen Little Nicky. That's so funny. Lizzie says we had a basil plant once that didn't immediately die. Blue steel. Thank you. That's what I'm thinking of. I was buying the basil in like where they sell it with the roots and the dirt and all that, and I could keep them alive for a little bit. A little bit, like you said, they didn't die immediately. But every season I'd name them Basil 1, Basil 2, like as one shuffled off and the next one came in. But yeah, those I'm less deadly with, but still deadly nonetheless. So, yeah. But what else was I going to show you guys? I can't remember. Oh, this is just silly. Okay, so, and we're past an hour already, so I will show you this, and then we will wrap up tonight. But when I have to charge my headphones, because these, you plug them in and you charge them, and I don't want to put them on the desk because this desk needs to be cleaned, and I don't want to put them on the floor because that's where the cord is for them. So I have enlisted the help of the Devil Dookie head to wear my I love him. So my sister got a Devil Dookie hat for me, her, and our two brothers. And then I don't have a picture of it in here, but she got our dad, it's like the angel poop. And I keep calling it his holy shit because he's, the pastor. So he has the holy shit and we all have the Devil Dookie head. But what this actually was is Great Adventure, which is the Six Flags in Jersey. When they opened the Jersey Devil roller coaster, they were selling these. It's supposed to be the Jersey Devil poop, but we just call him the Devil Dookie hat. So he wears my headphones for me to, yes. Oh my God, Devil Dookie. Devil poop, that's amazing. So let's see. Oh God, you guys are having a pineapple conversation. Wait a minute. I have basil seeds I've been wetting every day in a pot. Nothing sprouted. I'm sorry. You had bum basil. That sounds like something else. That's not what I meant. Aaron says, remember, Sauce, you have an appointment at 4:30 to shove a pineapple up your tailpipe. Yes, exactly. Little Nicky. I love that. I wouldn't let you do the full quote. I bet I wouldn't. You're not allowed to say that name on YouTube. Yes, it's a line from Little Nicky. Yeah, you said Sauce, yeah, because he wasn't allowed to say Hitler on YouTube, I imagine. So, and that's the one time I'm going to say it because I don't want to get shut down for saying it on my show either. They're very touchy, very touchy. Even if you're just quoting a movie, that's all we're doing. We're just quoting movies. We're not hurting anybody. We're having a good time. And I can't believe the time has flown so fast, guys. This has been amazing. I did not get to all of my topics again, which I love because that means that we have stuff to talk about next week. And next week will be the last Wednesday in April already, which is absolutely cuckoo bananas because after that, it's gonna be May. I'm so tickled by that. I know it annoys the piss out of some of you, but I think it's hysterical. And I will put your quote up there, but I'm not going to say it because I don't want anybody to get mad at me, and then I'm not allowed to do my show anymore. Kenzie said, guess what? So I'm going to say chicken butt. No, seriously, what? What's going on? Aaron says, as long as the rain stops, I'm happy. Yes, you don't want soggy zombies. And again, anybody who would like to do a voice part in Stagnant, reach out to Aaron. And Aaron, please put your contact, like either highlight your Facebook or how anybody can get in touch with you on the comments of this. I would do it on Facebook because I can never find YouTube comments after the fact. So put it in the Facebook comments so everybody can come see it. Oh, yes. Last time you saw the show, you were 26 and now you're 27. Happy birthday! Yay! I hope you had fun. I saw you were going out. I wish I was closer. I would have gone out and celebrated. Yes, I'm now 27. This is more entertaining in my head. Yeah, Luna just had a birthday too. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Lots of April birthdays. My older daughter's birthday was the 11th. My dad's was the 12th. My sister-in-law's was the 20th. Luna's was the 20th. And Kenzie, when was yours? It was around the same time, right? Because like I said, I saw your post. Ali's got to go now. Love you. Have a good night. Thank you for hopping on, and I hope your migraine goes away. The 15th. That's right. Kenzie's was tax day. So I hope it was a good time and that you had a great day celebrating. Yes, Erin's is in October. Mine was just in March, so I got to wait a while for mine to swing around again, but that's okay. I'm figuring out what 51's about. I'm not rushing 52. Oh my goodness. Well, my loves, I am so happy that we could all meet up for our weekly chit chat, our get together, our live hang. I love you all so much. I look forward to this every week. You guys always make me smile. And I hope that the week ahead for you is wonderful. If you do have any struggles, though, make sure you hit them head on. Because when you stick your head in the sand, you think you're hiding from your problems. But the rest of the world just sees a big ass. Love you.